What up?
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Nerd Informer podcast.
Hell yeah. Welcome, everybody.
We're going to be doing a little ancient societies today.
This is probably one of my favorite things to talk about. Besides aliens, this is probably one of my favorite. Like, there is so many things that the ancient civilizations did that would just like, dude, it blows your mind if you watch videos about it. Like, they thought of everything. Like, everything.
Well, I think the Romans had like sewer systems like thousands of years ago, but like right
Did they
sewer
really?
systems. You know what I mean?
Wow. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't know that. I wouldn't doubt it, though.
Yeah.
Like, my favorite is probably the Mayan and Aztecs. Like they were so far ahead of everything. Like it was ridiculous.
Well, the Mayans are obviously the most popular because everybody knows about the Mayans and they talk about the Mayan calendars and all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But to see how they ended, it's weird because people say they just disappeared. You know what I mean? Like they were just gone.
Well, that's the mystery where it's just like, what the fuck happened? Like, if you were like, that's like in like 100 years, LA being completely abandoned and no
Yeah,
one knows.
yeah.
It's just abandoned.
That's where
And
all
there
the
was,
conspiracies come into of like, they figured out time travel or they figured out whatever, like all these different
they
conspiracies.
got the fuck out of there.
Yeah, they just said, I'm out, see it.
Yeah. Boop, just walk through a portal. But yeah, they're saying in the ancient Mayans, there's 2 million square miles of lost cities. 2 million. Like, that's fucking insane.
That is pretty crazy. And it's funny because it's weird how they find these ancient places because they used to use like ground penetrating radar and stuff like that, but now they use this lidar system. And it's
Yeah.
crazy how they do it because it shoots out laser beams, I guess, down to the ground and they can
Mhm.
time how long it takes to get back up, to the airplane or whatever. But it can see through trees, it can see through anything. It can
Oh,
map
yeah.
anything.
It's basically X-ray vision.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, it's called light detection and ranging. Like that's pretty fucking crazy. Like the videos I've seen on it, dude, are like insane. The best visualization.
I bet.
Visualize. I can't. Why is it a tongue twister right now?
Sounds like
Expedition.
sound it out. Slow down and sound it out, buddy. It's okay.
The Expedition Unknown though has the.
Samsonite. Swami?
Oh my god. But Expedition Unknown has the best episode on the Lost Mexican City, like hands down. He goes over the lidar. He goes over everything like with in depth. Like they go underground, like to find reasons why everybody disappeared. Like there is so much shit about the Mayan cities and like the Aztecs. It's like fucking unreal, dude. Like it's insane.
the it starts. They think like the oldest ancient cities where it was like, I guess, Mesopotamia. 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 Which is basically like Iraq, Syria, and in that area of the world, right?
Oh, okay, okay.
That's why they think like Jesus was born there, or all this stuff.
Oh, okay. In the Americas, it's the Aztecs and the Mayans for sure. But
But it was,
um,
but it was built like 9,000 years ago. Like that's how far they can date this stuff back.
dude,
And the
that's insane.
technology that they had for the time, obviously, is is nuts. Like with the
Oh
stuff they
yeah.
came up with.
Well, in the Americas, they were the best in mathematics and astronomy. And they perfected the first written language, which is fucking crazy. Like they were on top of their shit. They knew their shit, dude.
Yes.
Like by far. And I was reading before we were on the podcast, and they said it only collapsed 1,000 years ago. Like,
Yeah, basically. And the way they did their, whoever's in charge, if you had an understanding of science
yeah.
and an understanding of like mapping the sky and all that kind of stuff, you were basically in charge. And everybody else was just
Oh yeah.
nobodies.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like I everything about that era of time is like literally like it's fucking crazy. What they knew and what they could do, like just like the pyramids, for example, is just like what the fuck. Like they made it perfect. North, south, east, and west of the pyramids. They're perfectly stacked. They're like it's insane. All ancient civilizations just blow my mind, and I can't wrap my head around how they did things.
Well, because they had to. You know what I mean? Like, imagine you or I being born back then. Now,
Yeah,
obviously, you don't know what you don't know, but how different your life would be, and y- everything you did was for survival. You know what I mean? Like, you have to survive. Like, the only way you're gonna
yeah.
survive is by doing whatever you had to do.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, but the thing is, most people were probably like, I haven't read into it, but I'm guessing like you are a worker or you're gonna work till you're dead. Like that's what it seems like with how perfect things are.
They didn't have 401ks back there, bro. Yeah, it was you
Well,
did
I
it
mean, like
on your
you
own.
worked and built it for the king, or you fucking die. Like
Yeah,
it seems
basically,
like
yeah.
that's how it was during that era because there's no way you cannot have people not working building like 100,000 buildings. Like
Right.
that's like crazy to think about. Like a lot of people just woke up and worked until they fucking couldn't no more. Probably like it's just insane.
Even in like the 1500s when Saint Augustine was
Yeah,
founded. Like even here in the States, we live 5 hours from there. But
yeah.
like I don't know if you've ever been there, but when you go there, some of the stuff's still there. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
crazy to see how they lived. And they have like the fort and they have the jail and they have all this stuff. Like
I've been
life
there
was
one time.
life was so insane back, comparatively speaking to today.
Yeah. Like anything that I don't know. That's like me reading about Gasparilla, the pirate. Like, dude, like shit is just crazy. Like what they did back then, dude. Like, I don't know, all the exploring and I don't know. History is just one of my favorite subjects.
Oh yeah.
Like, we need to do an episode on like different pirates that went around and fucking hid shit. Like, there's so many things about different pilots. Like, Gasparilla is like one of the biggest ones.
Right.
Like, they have a parade in Tampa just for Gasparilla.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah.
that's insane. Like, but the Mayans, man, like they said that the royal tombs were often only in pyramids, so obviously like the big ones are always going to be for someone royal.
Yeah.
And in 2018, thousands of hidden structures were found. Like that's not even that long ago, and like they're talking about like roadways that are like paved roadways that are just buried that
Right.
can go miles. I think they're like I think it's limestone if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, most of them.
I
I
don't.
think they did a lot of limestone work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like that's how they got their water. Like I remember reading like that's one way they got their water. That I don't know. I forgot.
Well, like the Romans, they were so far advanced. They had the sewer systems. They had like plumbing systems. They had all these what you consider modern day things, and they
Yeah,
had it all figured out. You know what I mean? Like it's
that's fucking
crazy
crazy.
that they could do that, but they did. And like you look at the list of like oldest cities in the world, and you're talking about Damascus, Syria, uh, then Lebanon, Alpeo, Syria, Greece, Iran,
See,
Iraq.
and
Like
I've
that
never
part of
really
the
looked
war.
into like I've never really read into Roman and like Greece in that era. I should I need to watch some documentaries about that because I love learning new shit and I really wish I would know a little bit more about it.
But like
But
that part of the world, and I think that's probably why they have the religious beliefs that they have, because you look at like America, you look at us today. We
yeah,
gotta, our independence came from getting away from the British and all that stuff.
mm,
And yeah, we wanted to have our own religion and stuff like that, but these people are like that's all they lived for, even to this
oh
day. Like, you
yeah.
talk about terrorists and stuff like that. Most of that stuff's all over religion somehow, shape, or form. You
A
know,
lot of a lot of it, yeah, is around religion.
Yeah, they think of us as the infidel because we, have a very
Free and open kind of thinking. And
yeah, we have the ability to make our own opinions and stuff like that, and have our own views, but you're not allowed to have that, in that part of the
no,
world. Like
no, no. You get
there's
thrown in the
there's
den with a lion.
yeah, like there's places where women can't drive. You know what I mean? Like women can't leave the house without their husbands or brothers or the closest male relative and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like that's insane to think about to us.
I know. Oh
And that's
yeah.
and that's why when we look at their culture and we go, man, we don't understand it. It makes no sense. But to them, it's just a way of life. Like they don't know any different. That's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
what they've lived their
That's what
entire
that's how they
life.
grew up. That yeah, yeah. Yeah.
You know?
It's crazy to think like how different everything is. What we think is normal and not normal. Like people think we're crazy for like the way we live, but like in essence, like what the fuck are you doing? Like it's
Yeah.
insane.
Well, that's the way. That's what we know. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, exactly.
That's ours. That's what. Listen, America's got all kinds of problems. So I don't know that what we're doing is working, but
That's
but
funny.
but you go back to like the longest running civilizations, which is basically China. They were there 3,000 to 4,000 year, AD,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
BC on some of them. I mean, it's fucking crazy, dude. Like they're that old. They've been around. They got thousands of years of history.
Oh yeah. One thing I've
They,
always wanted to see in China is this the arm the all the soldiers that are made out of like clay that are
oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
thousands of them underground, dude.
Right.
Have that you can actually go see that. Like that's
Yep.
fucking crazy. Like it's insane how many they found underground. They're all just standing there in a room. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is they're just insane.
Damascus, Syria is the oldest city still inhabited.
Is that in China?
No, that's Syria.
Oh, Syria. Okay, okay.
Damascus, located in the city center of the capital city, Damascus, is the oldest continuously inhabited city in the world. Imagine what you can see there.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you can't even walk into a store because you're going to break something. You know what I mean?
It's actually completely different. People are flying cars.
And it's
What
you're,
the
you're going to break something that's thousands of years old.
Oh yeah, dude. There
You
must be
can't.
so much fucking
Every
history
kid has to
around there.
walk around with their hands in their pocket.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna bring my kid there.
Oh hell no! My daughter was like a hurricane, bro.
Oh yeah.
You imagine? I've always wanted to go to like. I've always wanted to. Most of my travels have been done in the U.S. I've been to Mexico a couple times on cruises in the Bahamas,
Yeah.
but I've always wanted to go to like Ireland, Scotland, over in that Greece, stuff like that.
That's what I've always wanted to do.
And I've always wanted to go to London, but I hear it's so bad to go to London. Like you can't even go to London anymore without getting robbed on the street. You know what
Oh
I
yeah.
mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
how
Dude.
does that happen?
I know. You know what? Like out of all places you would think that wouldn't be like that. It's like that.
And the tourism over there has got to be just insane.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Oh yeah.
but I've always wanted it. My brother was stationed in the Navy over in Greece and Sicily, actually. And my
Oh
mom
really?
and my mom and sister went over there and visited, and they said it was amazing. Like Greece is one of those places that even outside, like I really like to go to the Vatican, but Vatican City or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Does even the things that are in the Vatican City, man, think about that. That's its own city,
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's
and
probably fucking crazy.
they
Like,
have their own police force. They have their own everything. Like they have
yeah.
their own electric grid. Like they have everything is inside those walls, and it's all walled
There's probably
off.
so, and there's probably so many places like that in the world that like they're just their own shit.
Yeah.
Like I've always wanted to go to Italy though. Like I used to work with somebody and he is from Italy and he says this place is nothing. He's like if you go to Italy you'll never want to leave. Like
Yeah.
he says it's the best thing like there's zero house tax there. Like he's like his parents gave him a house in Italy and he lives here and there's no taxes. So like it's all paid for. Like he just goes there when he wants and he just has it and he doesn't have to pay anything on it ever again.
Yeah, see, that would be
Like he
really
says that he
crazy.
said the food is unbelievable there. Like all the small shops you would see in like a small town,
Yeah.
like suburb, like small suburbs. He says there's no crime there. You can trust anybody. Like he hasn't been there in like 15 years and he knows his house would never been broken into. And like he says it is one of the nicest places to go.
The first language ever spoken was Sumerian. I have a friend of mine, and you know who this is, that does mushrooms and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
he was telling me one day he had this like crazy trip on some mushrooms, and he said that he heard a language that he didn't understand, but he understood it type thing. I don't know. It's a very convoluted story, but
Okay.
and he somehow did some research, looked it up, and found out it was like ancient Sumerian or something. So it's like the
Oh
first
my
language.
God.
But a lot of people that have like abduction stories, and you can tie this into aliens,
Yeah.
is they say that they hear a language that they don't understand, and then
They
they
can
hear it
understand.
again, and it turns out to be like Sumerian, like ancient Sumerian.
Oh, really?
So, and that goes to show that goes to the point of like aliens coming here and like basically getting us set up on Earth. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
okay, okay, okay.
there's a lot of theories that we came from another world, basically. Like they came here, they either gave us technology and help because like you go back in like some of the cave paintings and stuff, and
Yeah. Oh,
see
yeah.
like Bigfoots and you'll see UFOs and you'll see aliens and things that we would describe today as aliens or UFOs or whatever. And the cave paintings are thousands of years old.
Yeah.
So
I
you
can
got to
totally see it.
assume, for the limited amount of time that we've been on this earth around, we've been around for 200,000 years basically. The limited
Yeah.
amount of time in relative to the amount of time the earth has been around, we've been here a very short amount of time. So
Yeah.
to think that, if an alien was visiting us then, how old would an alien race have to be to have that technology
That's
200,000
another.
years ago? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to have that technology 200,000 years ago and want to give it to us and
Mhm.
give us technology that help, or at least give us the understanding of how to build pyramids and, great walls and all the things that we built throughout history.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, maybe the aliens did help us.
You never know, though. Like,
Because they
that's one thing
like
that things like thoughts like these keep me up at night.
yeah,
Like, like I can think about this shit all the fucking time because that is totally a fucking thing, dude. Like the writing's on the wall. You know what I mean?
like
Like,
literally.
literally, yeah.
Literally.
But hey, this is just a quick shout out. If you guys see the background, Disgruntled Coffee. That is our coffee brand. If you guys want, check out our website. We have awesome flavors: cinnamon, salted caramel, some matcha. Those are just a couple, but we do have a bunch of different kinds. If you guys want to check it out, that'd be awesome. Head over to the website. I just had to throw that out there because I had a couple bags of coffee next to me. So delicious coffee.
Shameless plug.
It is good coffee.
It is good coffee though.
Oh yeah. But yeah, no, it's crazy to think that though. Like the shit on ancient walls, dude, is like some of the things, dude. Like, why the fuck is that there? Like,
And you'll see a lot of them in I want to say we've done an episode on Skinwalker Ranch a long time ago, but
mhm,
and I want to do another one, but some of the things that they found and some of the underground tunnels and stuff that they found is mainly Indian in origin, but some of them have alien, undertones. Like you'll draw the big gray man or a spaceship or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah,
and obviously you're talking, the Indians were, a couple hundred years ago, in that living in that area and running that area. Like that wasn't that long ago.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
No, no, for sure.
to us it is, because we can't fathom that long ago because our lifespan is 100
Yeah,
years,
yeah,
90
yeah.
years, whatever. They say the first person to live forever they think has already been born. and I'm thinking that I want to be that guy.
Seriously, is that what they say?
Yeah.
Dude, I watched a thing yesterday, and I watched a video online yesterday about how they can reverse things now. They literally have like a.
They
I'll send you
figured out something about the finding the cell that causes aging and how to stop it from aging.
that too. But this scientist,
That's
they
crazy.
started with the eyes, and they made a mouse that was completely blind see again. And he said the really cool thing about what they're doing is they can pick what organs to reverse. They can pick skin to reverse. They can pick eyes to reverse. They can pick anything in the body to reverse back to a earlier age.
If you got it,
fucking crazy.
When you get old and you're, 85, 90 years old, and you know that you don't have that much longer to live, right? Like just you personally. And somebody comes to you and say, "Hey, I have this crazy fucking idea, and I'm 80% sure that it's going to work." Do you roll the dice? Because I think I do.
Click, click, boom.
I think I roll the dice. I'm like, you know what? I'll be your lab rat. Because what's gonna happen? I'm gonna die. Like I'm gonna die anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna die.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, that's the thing. Like,
but if it does work, that'd be
like
fucking amazing.
At that point, you've already experienced life in every possible way, almost. And
if you live 80 years, you live like my grandmother and grandfather. They lived to 90, and my grandfather told me one time, he's like, "I've done everything."
Yeah.
I want, I've met my great grandchildren. You know what I mean? Like I've done everything that I really would ever want to set out to do, within reason. But like, what else are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, dude, if you've already experienced almost everything, you're kind of at peace of like when you're that old, like, no, fuck it. I'll roll that dice. Like I would, fuck.
Yeah, hell yeah, I would totally roll the dice. I would be the
yeah.
I mean,
dude,
worst that happen, I die. You know what I mean?
yeah, dude. Like at that stage in life, like I would take the gamble. I'm sorry. I like science, so I would totally be for the science side of it.
I don't know that I'm
see what we can do.
That there's any chance I'm gonna make it to 90, but let's just assume for a second that I did. I'd totally be the guinea pig. I'd be signing up for all kinds of shit.
Even at my age now, come on, do it. Come on.
Yeah. Like, you want to try some weird medicine on me? Go ahead, bro. Like, what? I don't care.
Oh God, yeah, no, but
at least maybe if one thing works, maybe I'll be like remembered forever for being a guy who cures fucking something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, even if I die, I'm like, whatever.
The shit they're coming out with these days is fucking crazy. Like, dude, just to reverse blindness altogether. Like, and right when he said, he's like, the cool thing is, he's like, that's not the only thing we can do. He's like, we can pick any organ in the body to go backwards. Like, that's mind blowing.
They're way further advanced than they tell us. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. And I'm sure things just aren't at human clinical trials. Things
are just at
animal clinical trials.
Can't. They can't come out and say, yeah, we got the cure for this and the cure for this, because people will be beating down their door and there'd be a clamoring of because people don't understand. You know what I mean? Like if you have cancer, stage 4, and there's a cure that could possibly save your life, even at that point, like pancreatic cancer or something. Once you get that, you're pretty much dead because most people don't find it until they're like stage 4. So it's every.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that's one of those cancers that they come on suddenly and you're dead in 6 weeks. So if you have that and that these people have a thing that's 80% chance that you're gonna live, you'd be beating down their fucking door, man. You know what I mean? Like,
kind of sounds like the movie Asylum with Matt Damon. When he gets in the fucking machine, gets fucking a bunch of radioactive shit, and he has to go to the other planet.
I'd be signing everything. I'm like, whatever, bro. Give me everything. Whatever you got, hook me up.
Hands down. Hands down.
I learned how to fly, and next week I can walk through walls and shit. I don't care. Funny. It makes me a mutant, but whatever. I'll turn into Wolverine or something.
That would be awesome.
But I don't know, man. I would totally do it, and I think that they should come out with some of this stuff and just say, listen, the problem is that the society that we live in is so either litigious, like somebody in their family would sue you even if it wasn't them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you killed my grandfather. Well, your grandfather wanted to roll the dice, but they don't care. Like somebody would sue you or somebody would do something. Like we just don't have the mental capacity to deal with something like that.
Yeah, no, I know what
It's
you mean.
unfortunate to say, but it really is true. Like we just couldn't handle it as a society. Like it's funny because when you hear about crazy shit and people that I meet and know personally, like I know, like you, for example,
Yeah,
on a personal, I know that I know who you are and
yeah,
your
yeah.
brother and the people we work with and stuff and people that are close to us. But like you get a big crowd of people together, it changes everything.
Yeah.
Like you
Oh yeah,
lose
yeah, for
that
sure.
individuality that you have, and then it
Mhm.
turns into something that it was never meant to be. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's how it would be with something like that. Somebody came out and said like, "Hey, we got the cure for this, we got the cure for that."
Oh,
You know,
dude, yeah, for sure. There'd
but
be crowds.
I'd be all about it. I'd be like, when I'm 80, I'm gonna sign up for everything I can, every
But
test
dude, same with
trial.
me.
Every,
When I'm that old, sure.
I just want to.
I
You
have a
can roll
hand
me
going
around.
on my back.
You
What?
can. You have a pinky coming out of your forehead. What
Oh my
happened?
god.
Bad day of the testing. Feels like maybe they'll be able to reverse it. Who knows? Like,
That's fucking funny.
why,
That's fucking funny.
why is there an elbow growing out of your ear?
You never know. I accidentally minimized the fucking video and I'm trying to get it back. It's so annoying.
Which one for the?
For the Zoom. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
I think like the picture I
I
saw of you was this big.
I
I'm like,
can
how the fuck am I
I,
seeing this?
I can
Like,
hear you talking, but I can't see you.
dude, it was getting really annoying for a minute.
Our tech skills aren't exactly
No, 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 no. But yeah, man, dude, like, but all the ancient shit, dude, like, I get lost if I put on Discovery. I get lost in these videos like no other.
Imagine if they had the forethought or the foresight to see what we can do now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like back then, you're
Well, it's all the same, all the same, all the same, and then this little chunk is like, boom,
yeah,
technology, like
yeah,
really
yeah.
fast. Like within a amount of I don't even know how many years the technology has just fucking absolutely gone insane. Maybe
Well, since like
100.
the early 1900s, you figure the Industrial Revolution
Yeah,
started, and
that's
then
just a little bit of time compared to the
yeah,
huge
in a
timeline of
hundred
fucking
years, we have gone from 15 to 100. You know what I mean? Like we've
yeah,
just and
really
and
quick.
and we've barely scratched the surface of what we can do, probably. Because I think in another 100 years or 200 years, we'll be interplanetary. You know what I mean? Like we'll be able
Yeah,
to go to Mars, and we'll be coming to Earth to visit for the weekend. You know what I mean? Like
it's
and the
crazy
way
about
and the
that.
and the way that Elon Musk is going with his ships and everything, he's making it really, to me, like I look at it and go, I feel pretty confident he can get me up and down. You know what I mean? Like
Definitely.
he's had a lot of failures in trials and stuff like that, but he hasn't
Mhm.
had any real failures in execution as far as getting people to the space station,
Yeah.
getting them back. You know what I mean? Like we haven't had any major losses like that. Like he's got it narrowed down pretty fucking well. And
Definitely, definitely.
it makes me wonder, like, once if he dies, who picks up that mantle and runs with it, right? Because like the people that work for SpaceX are probably super, I'm into it, whatever, but they're
Mhm.
getting a paycheck. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah,
Like
yeah, for
Elon
sure.
Musk does it because he wants to fucking do it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
he just happens to make a bunch of money doing it. And he doesn't really care about the money. Like he just wants to fucking
dude,
he
he
wants
lives
to
in one of those
he wants
houses
to go
that
to space.
unfold, like
Oh, dude,
literally.
it's cool. I want one. They're like 50 grand. You can
I
your
know
whole
they're
house.
badass,
You can just
dude. And
unfold that motherfucker and move
one of
it.
the richest man in the world lives in like 700 square feet.
And he work, but it's all relative because yeah, he's got all this money, but all he does is work. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he's got a bunch of kids, so apparently he's banging too. But
yeah,
work and sex apparently is his thing. But
yeah. Oh yeah.
like, but think of what he's accomplished, like just from his
Oh,
brain.
he's accomplished so much more than a
You know,
lot of.
and
And like the thing I love about him is like he doesn't care. He's gonna keep going and he's not gonna
right,
stop. Like
right.
he's not gonna stop until he's dead.
I
Like,
I was reading a thing about Nikola Tesla, and they were talking about all of his inventions and stuff. That a lot of the stuff he never really got credit for. Most of the stuff it was either stolen from him
yeah,
or the
yeah.
idea was stolen. or whatever the case may be, just like electricity, like the cell phone, all these like the radio. I think in like the 90s, Marconi, who was credited with inventing the radio, lost, like his family lost in court, and went to Elon, or not Elon Musk, Nikola Tesla. But
Mhm.
imagine where we could be if Nikola Tesla had Elon Musk money. Like the
We
only
would be
thing,
so much more advanced right now. It wouldn't even be fun.
the only
We
thing
had
that
wireless.
stopped us, that
Yeah,
stopped him, was money. That he just happened to be broke. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
he was born poor, and he got money here and there for his experiments, but some of his experiments went off the rail, and he did
Mhm.
crazy shit, and you know what I mean. But not for nothing, that's how you learn shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
yeah, he
exactly.
tried to build a death ray, but at the same time, you know, if that would have worked out however he thought it would have worked out, and maybe he could have worked the bugs out, who knows? But
Mhm. You probably
it
could
could have
have.
been spectacular. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he was
Yeah.
offering the world free electricity,
And
and
you know
all
what?
and he it could have legitimately have been, if it weren't for money, because
Yep.
money is what stopped him. Because
And
the companies that ran it, they were in the electric business. You know what I mean? It was all about money.
oh
But
yeah,
imagine if he had Elon Musk money. Like, you have
we would
no
be in a
restrictions.
different world.
I think so.
Oh yeah,
I think you'd be a completely different world. I think we
it
would
would be.
have.
Yeah, you're right. It'd be a completely different world.
Yep.
Like it, but like you said though, it's all about money, and
Yeah,
like
right.
that's all that matters is getting someone richer. Like it doesn't matter.
I read like the last thing he said to his mother before he died, or before she died, was, the world wanted money, but I was trying to give him something else, or something in those terms. I was trying to give him free electricity, or free,
Yeah,
give him freedom, but all I cared about was money. And it's really true. You know what I mean? Like,
and it's
if
still
you
the
look at
same way today.
yeah, if you look at it that way, even today, like, it's all about money. Everything's about money, which is fine. We're a capitalist society, and I get it. And
Yeah,
everybody, these people don't. Most people just don't do things
for the
for the
good of
love of doing them. You know
humanity.
what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
they do things because they have a dream of being rich or wealthy or whatever. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, and I get that. Like, I want to be paid for the things that I do too.
yeah, for sure.
But, like, I don't know. Like, there's certain people in the world that it's not about money, and the fact that everybody needs and wants money hinders them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, Elon doesn't really have that problem because he got all the money in the world, and
yeah.
he has all the financial
And
backing in the
the
world.
crazy thing is, he's one of those people like Nikola Tesla that
Yeah.
want to.
And look what he's done with that money. You know what I mean? Like, by today's standards, he's built an electric car company. He's sending people into space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's doing this
Oh yeah.
boring thing, the boring thing in Nevada or whatever. Neuralink, this AI shit that he's way advanced on, is insane. Have you seen this, like, AI chatbot shit that they're doing?
Oh yeah, dude. What like he's doing exactly what he wants as into like I don't know, like everything he is the modern day Nikola Tesla, basically. Like
Yeah, yeah,
he's
exactly.
trying to figure out every which way to make things better for humanity in the
Yes,
future.
yes.
Like that's what he's doing. Like he's not greedy. He lives in a fucking
But he's doing it fast enough to where he could almost see it in his lifetime. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
And I think,
Now when you ask me that, who's gonna take that flag? I've never thought of that before.
like,
Like
who's gonna take
who?
over that? Like, maybe his sons. You know what I mean? Maybe it's
To
one of
be
his
honest,
sons
I
doing
don't.
it. I don't know.
That's such a hard one. It would have to be another person just like him, though. It would have to be someone that is so ambitious about like everything for the future. Like I
Because
don't know another person that's like him.
when you start doing it for money and profit, everything changes. I think you
Yep.
lose the
Hmm.
desire, you lose the passion, and all these ideas and stuff come from passion, right?
Yeah.
Like, they come from him having an innate passion to do these things. Like, I want to go to space. I want to build an electric car. I want to make things better. Like,
Yeah.
there was almost, I mean, Tesla today's still not really profitable. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
it
Yeah. I
pays for
know.
itself. It does, it does what it needs to do, and it's selling some cars. But
But
now you
passion
got,
creates motivation, and
yes, but
that's the
now,
main thing.
right. But now you have so many car companies coming out with their own electric. I mean, everybody's got their electric cars now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, pretty much everybody. But Elon Musk did it basically first. He figured out the bugs. He figured out how to make it work, and he made it work. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, it was just out of sheer desire. Like I listened to some of his story about when Tesla was first starting and how he had to fund, get funds to do it because
Mhm.
he sold PayPal for like I don't know a couple $100 million or whatever, but that wasn't enough really to get Tesla rolling.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess like somebody from Volkswagen wanted an electric car or something about that, and he had like I don't know, like 6 months to do it, and they were going to give
Oh,
him an
okay.
exorbitant amount of money to do it. And like he figured it out, you know what I mean? He got together and worked in his garage or whoever, and they fucking figured it
Yeah.
out. But that's sheer desire, you know what I mean? Like
Oh, dude,
that's that's that's
100%.
me wanting to just do that. Like it wasn't about trying to make a buck. It wasn't about being famous. Like he was just now I think he's embraced fame more.
Yeah,
Because he's the world's most popular man. Like everybody knows him. No one doesn't know Elon Musk.
that's true. That's true.
Like everybody fucking knows who he is. Everybody knows what he does. Everybody knows everything about him. He can't even have a private life anymore. But all
Yeah.
he
Oh,
does is
yeah.
work. By all accounts, all he does is work, and that's it. Like he sleeps in the
He
like
sleeps in the office a
he
lot
doesn't
of the
even have
time.
a house, pretty much. Like he has a jet to get
That
back and forth because he goes
that
from
is
Texas to California or whatever so much.
which billionaire can you say that doesn't live like him? Like, you know what I mean? Like every one of them, 30 fucking houses, huge
Yeah,
house.
right,
Him is like a small studio.
right.
Like that's how you can tell he
It's a
is like
yeah,
the guy.
it's a different kind of passion. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
once you get rich, I think to that point, I mean, making more money isn't really going to help you because once
No.
you have all the money in the world, how much there's a line to where I don't know what that number is, 20 million, 50 million. Like once you hit that number, nothing else matters. Like anything above
Yeah,
and
yeah,
beyond
you're right. You're right.
because even if you needed money and you wanted to do something bigger, you just go to banks and you go to these private lenders and your friends and they just give you money. You know what I mean? And they
Yeah.
know that you're a guy that
A
can make money out of
billionaire.
whatever. Yeah, and
Yeah.
they do it. And if it fails, they write it off. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
so at what point do you need more money? Or what's the dollar amount to where but it doesn't
Yeah.
matter to him. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't
Oh
matter
yeah,
to him.
for sure.
He passed it a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He passed out a
And
while ago.
it's like Jeff Bezos. I mean, this guy started a fucking book company out of his garage and turned it into
Yeah.
Amazon. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And like everybody talks about, billionaires they need to pay their fair share and they got so much money, what are they doing? But you didn't think of it. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah. No
it's
shit.
because of him you have that.
Yeah.
And everybody uses Amazon. Like I don't even like shopping online and I use fucking Amazon. You know what I mean? Like
Same
I'm
here.
one of those guys that like going to the store and seeing shit and touching shit and whatever. And I don't really
Yeah.
buy that much off Amazon, but I do buy off Amazon. And that's uh, but that was a idea in his head that he turned around and made that kind of money.
Oh, dude. Yeah. For sure.
But it comes from desire and it comes from, you know, uh, somewhere inside of you that's like I want to do something better. Because I don't think it can come from wanting to be rich. Because
No,
I
I
don't
don't
think
think. I think it's just for Bezos, true entrepreneurship, dude.
yeah.
Like just true entrepreneurship. Like just building, 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 building.
Yep.
Why stop
And
here when you could just keep fucking going?
constantly adapt. You know what I mean? Like you're just
Yeah.
adapting and adapting and adapting, and that all. And going back to the ancient civilization, like what was their version of that? You know what I mean? Like they had to have a version of that. Like when the
Oh,
Romans
they
built their
probably
sewer
did.
system, like somebody designed that. Like that was their passion project. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously it was a
Look at
necessity.
the shit goes here.
Yeah, obviously it was a necessity because they were tired of shitting on the floor. But
Yeah,
but
but
it
still,
goes back
somebody.
that far. Like somebody had to have that desire to go. Okay, every generation has it. Every
Yeah,
have certain people that have a desire to help people and a better society, and it's no different to them. And
yeah.
like China is the oldest operating civilization.
Mhm.
Think of all the shit they've come up with. You
Oh,
know what I
dude.
mean? Like
Yeah.
throughout the years, like you could probably trace back the origins of almost everything in some way, shape, or form to China. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, probably.
like, well, you know, some of the stuff we came up with, but maybe it was borrowed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't
Maybe
know.
it was borrowed, stolen.
I mean, China's big on that now. You know, they steal all of our ideas, whatever little few
Yeah,
ideas we
yeah.
have anymore, because we don't do anything anymore for ourselves.
Well, you gotta think how many people had the same ideas in two different parts of the world. You know what I mean? Like it's not all stolen. There could be chances that someone thought of the same exact thing on the other side of the world.
You know, I thought about that too. Even like when we were talking about doing a coffee company and stuff. Like you have
Yeah.
to. All right, what's everybody else doing? Is you know, there's all kinds of coffee companies, obviously. You know,
Mhm.
you got to find the right name because it's like there's everybody's used every name for coffee company, you know, in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
So like you got to be creative at some point, you know.
for sure. Oh yeah, for sure. You gotta just pick something that you've never really heard of, never really sounded, and then just shoot a trajectory, go that way, and just keep fucking going.
Yeah,
Look,
you know, and that's what Elon did. That's what everybody else did. You know, that billionaires that do that.
yeah,
You know, some of them got lucky. Some of them are you know family money or whatever. But somebody, even if it's family money, somebody along the line had
got
to have done it. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
did something.
They've had to have done it.
Yeah.
And like I don't think Elon came from a bunch of money, you know.
No, I think he literally built everything and just sold
Yeah,
companies and sold companies and sold
he knew how
companies.
to write he knew how to write code, and that's how they came up with PayPal or whatever.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like
That's
especially
one thing I
these
always wish I knew how to do.
yeah, especially these days because everything is computer based and everything's on
Mhm.
computer. So if you could write code, you
Yeah,
know, me and your brother were talking about that. They have like online classes that you can take to like learn how to write code and stuff. And you
I've
know,
always wanted to learn because it's so needed. Like, if you
I
know,
mean, you have
the
a
only
job.
thing now with ChatGTP, you can literally have a AI do it for you.
Yeah,
Like at this
yeah,
point, you don't even have to learn how to do it,
right,
which is sad
right.
because like there's no learning involved now. You can literally ask it to build you something with everything you need, and it will write the entire script. That's gonna like AI is gonna take so many jobs in the
Well,
future out.
now you know they're doing artwork. It can do paintings. It can do all that stuff,
It
and
can do
that's
anything.
really going to start being the decline of what we know as normal.
Yeah,
Because in school, you don't have to write papers anymore. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to write papers. You just go and
yeah.
put your little AI thing in there, and it writes your own papers. You don't have to know anything really. You know what I mean? Like
That's what I mean. Like eventually, like online jobs are. I think they were on a climb, but with AI coming out, they're going to be on a decline because someone in that company is going to be like, you know what? I can ask an AI to do everything, and it'll be done in like 5 minutes.
well, McDonald's has a test store where there's no employees, where it's
I know. That's
100% AI or you know automated.
that's
And
insane. It just reminds me of like being on like a customer service call. I'd like customer service, please. No. I'd like
yeah,
customer service, please. No. But like I could see restaurants in the future being like that. Like
yeah,
this is wrong. How do you fix it? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
no, like, I don't know. I don't like it. Like it just sounds like a bad idea.
Well, it is a bad idea, but I think
Like when you
yeah,
scram zero
I
a
think it's
thousand times.
a double edged sword. I think we'll get into it more tomorrow. We'll talk about it because I got
Yeah.
some other ideas and thoughts about it. But
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
I think it is. I think it is a double edged sword. I think that it's going to be the. I don't know if it'll be our decline, but I think it will
It'll be the
be
rise and fall, dude.
it'll be what made us change to whatever we're going to be in. You know, whatever our next natural progression is as
I
human race, I
I
think
think
that will make us have to do it.
I think it's gonna eventually gonna make have a universal income. Like they're gonna have to pay people. Like
Yeah.
I don't I see that one day, like not anytime soon, but I see that one day because dude, what's the next thing that they're gonna do that's like a AI?
Well, there's a lot of people talking about, you know, already talking about, you know, income, you know, national incomes or whatever, basic incomes.
Because
But
like
what do you know, how do you do that? Like, what do you set it at? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
And to be honest, like how do you even like I don't even that's a whole nother discussion, a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, it's a whole nother, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll get into this tomorrow, I think.
We gotta have an AI podcast, dude. We gotta have an AI podcast. That's gonna be a good one to talk about.
Maybe tomorrow we'll do. You know what I want to do? I want to talk about like the ancient weapons and stuff that they developed back in all these
Ooh.
ancient civilizations and some
Yeah.
of the technology that they came up with.
Okay.
That would be good to
That'd be a good one.
do.
That'd be pretty sweet.
But for now, I think we're probably going to wrap it up.
All right.
And
Hey, just one more shout out to Disgruntled Coffee. If you guys haven't, you guys like flavored coffee, make sure to check it out. We have a bunch of different flavors. It's pretty damn delicious. It's flavors. So we're gonna be having K-cups soon, which is freaking awesome. So
and this
yeah,
whole month is $10 for everything. Everything
Yeah,
across the board, $10 a bag.
yep,
Check it out.
$10 bag of coffee. So make sure to check it out.
And that ends at the end of the month, so that will be going away. So so do it now.
Yeah.
DisgruntledCoffee.com.
There
All
you
right,
go.
guys. Thanks for checking us out. We will catch you again next time.
Later, everybody.
Later.